Hello, hello, hello to all my uniques out there. This is your favorite girl, Akudo. Welcome to today's video. For today, like we talked about, I'm going to invite some of you in to all my returning subscribers. Hello, welcome back. For those of you that are not part of my family, what are you still waiting for? You watch all the videos, you might as well come join me. You see the red button that says subscribe, click on that button. Wait for the notification bell. Click on that one too, so you will be the first to see my videos once they drop. Now let's jump right into it. So before I go, I see all of you guys. I see everybody is coming in. Hello, Peace. Hello, Chiamaka. How are you? I haven't seen you for some time, Chiamaka. I know you're either doing youth service or you graduated from or you passed out of your youth service. Which one? I haven't seen you for some time, Mama. How are you doing? You good? Oh, are you good? All right, Ogechi, I see you, Mama. How are you doing? As you're coming in, please smash on the like button. Like the video. Like the video. Happy Easter to you, Mama. How are you doing? Ginika, I have not seen you for some time, Mama. Where were you? I haven't seen you, Florence. I haven't seen you for some time. How are you doing? I hope you're good. I hope you guys are getting ready for Easter. Rice mbatuka on a way so mba osikata mbatuka on a way. I hope you guys are ready for your rice for Easter. Okay, Stephanie, Mama, how are you doing, Mama? How are you? I see all of you. I see all of you. Welcome, welcome. Happy Easter to you and your family too. Okay. Happy Easter to you guys. Let's wait a little bit for more people to come in. Please smash the like button as you come in. Somebody sent me a video and I wanted to talk on that video because of these good things going on right now about DV, domestic violence, about abuse, being in abusive relationship, what happened to our sister Osinachi, and everything. So I'm noticing a lot of videos people are putting. Have had it all. I have had it all. Some people blame the husband and the church. Some other people blame the pastor. Some other people say it's a ministry and so many things. So many, I've had it all. But there's one video somebody sent me, and I wanted to come and talk about that video. Okay, I want to wait a little bit for some people to come in because that video really upset me. Okay, that video really upset me because I don't understand how somebody, I'm fine, I hope you're doing fine too. Yes, baby, I'm doing real fine. Florence, we are doing fine. Good. I'm happy you're doing fine, Mama. So the video upset me because some people, there's this thing they say, Igbo man, no, they die alone. Okonkwo die, na Okafor kill him. Okafor die, na Okorie kill him. Okorie die, na Nwafor kill him. We never die alone. We always like to blame somebody else. Oh, the reason why your husband is hitting you is because what did you say? What did you say to him? Yes, women, we talk a lot. Yes, women, we do most of the verbal abuse. Yes, we do. But is that a reason why you should be hitting on somebody's child? Is that a reason why you should be kicking on somebody's child? See, some people are trying to justify it because the truth of the matter is almost 80% of, I'm going to talk about Nigeria because I'm a Nigerian. I don't know about other African countries, but almost 70 to 80% of Nigerian men believe in physical abuse. If the wife says something you don't like, etaja. If she says another thing you don't like, ibuza. If she does something you don't like, if you push. So we are so comfortable with abuse. We are so comfortable with abuse that we don't even know the difference anymore. We don't even know the difference anymore. We don't know why it is wrong. When you come and say enough, no more abuse, no more this, people look at you like, what is wrong with you? The church will look at you like, what is wrong with you? Are you telling women to leave their marriages? The pastors will tell you, what are you preaching? Are you telling women to leave their marriages? People don't understand it because we have normalized it. There was a man that told me, Miss Unique, all this thing you're talking about, abuse. Did your father not hit your mother? Do you want to tell me your father did not hit your mother? Did your mother call police? Why should women be calling police? And I was looking at this man. So you are telling me that what happened in my mother and my father's relationship, what happened in the past, that in today's world we should also continue it, because our mothers, they, after all, my own mother, my father will be hitting my mother. Look at us. Did we not all turn out good? Is any of us abusing anybody? I say, you see, but look at you, you are damaged. Look at you, look at the kind of mentality you have. You might not be damaged in the sense that you are not hitting your wife, but that changed your perspective, it changed your idea. That's why you are uttering these things. When you had a woman lost her life, leaving behind 4 children, and you're trying to say, oh, who knows? You know, these women are Obanje. Who knows what Osinachi did? She might be an Obanje. I say, you see, you don't abuse your own wife, but you still believe in abuse because you grew up with it. You saw your father do it to your mother, so you think it is okay. We have normalized it that now some people are just saying whatever they want. There's this video somebody sent me. I'm going to play, little bits of it so you guys can hear it. I don't want to put it. I don't want anybody to flag me. So I'm going to say a little bit of it so that you guys can listen to it. Hi, Stella. How are you, Mama? Stella, you missed yesterday. I didn't see you on the live yesterday. Peace. How you there, Mama? AD, my brother. Hello. How you there? Okay, success. Domestic violence is really too much this period. People, please give. Yeah. Even there's this one I heard about a man that burnt the wife and the brother-in-law. And there's another one I just had today that happened on Wednesday. He pushed his wife uh, down from one-story building. Guys, we need to, as a community, as a society, we need to all come together and say, no, enough is enough. This is not right. This is somebody's child. And then when you listen to some people say, oh, it is because of what the woman did. The woman must have said something. She must have done something. Oh, you can't just be talking like you don't know what these women say to you. They will make you lose your mind. Bro, walk away. Women, if that woman is talking too much and making you lose your mind, walk away. You don't need to be there. Walk away. Go somewhere else. Recalculate, reevaluate, and come back. All right? So that's how you do it. Let me get the video. Oh. So I'm inviting somebody. I'm inviting my sister who is a lawyer. I'm inviting my sister who is a lawyer, one of my uniques. She's my sister, she's a lawyer. So she's going to come in and I want us to analyze this tape together. Because if you listen to what this man is saying, this man is trying to say that emotional abuse from a woman is the cause of physical abuse to a woman. He's trying to say that when women talk, we talk too much. We say the wrong things. And when we say it too much, the man can't handle it anymore. And then the man will now use physical to manage you, to respect, to no, he said, I'll let you guys listen to it. He said that it is not called domestic violence, that it is called domestic discipline. My people, my uniques, they listen. I hope that they hear what they talk. I hope that they understand me. He said that it's not domestic violence or domestic abuse. It's called domestic discipline. You're trying to discipline her. Have you disciplined your own child? Talk of disciplining a grown woman or a grown man. And this is a man saying it. And the way he's saying this thing will tell you that he's not just saying it. He actually believes it. He actually believes it. So I would really want us to listen to it while we're waiting. Hi, Onyi, faithful ministers. How are you doing, Mama? I hope you're doing good. I haven't seen you for some time. I hope everything is good. All right, girl. So, as you're coming in, please remember to like the video. Please, please like the video. All right. So let me get the video so you guys can listen. I'm going to be skipping it so you guys can, hear some of it. I'm not gonna play it, but I'll let you listen to it. Most of the times, physical abuse from men is a response to emotional abuse. Can you guys hear this?
Emotional abuse from the women provokes physical abuse. It's a response. Break it down.
Emotional or psychological abuse. Did you guys hear that? He said that physical abuse from the man is being provoked by emotional abuse from the woman. That the woman is emotionally abusing the man. So that makes him mad, or that provokes him, and then he resorts to physical abuse. So if the woman is not emotionally abusing him, then he will not physically abuse her. Are you listening, my people? All right.
And no, respond. Yeah. No, let him come. You watch us. Please. No, is that what you're saying? I get it. There is abuse on both parts. That is, the man goes physical, but the woman is giving emotional torture. Yes, okay, yes. I repeat again. Most physical abuse from men is a response from emotional abuse from women. Okay. Take it or you leave it. Men at times are not mad to get up and start beating a woman. No reasonable, responsible man will get up, except in rare cases. You know, to every exception, to every rule, there's an exception. So we are talking here knowing that there are cases whereby some men abuse women physically for not just cause. But I will guarantee you 80% of men's abuse towards women is a response to an emotional abuse.
All right, guys. We have. I told you guys I was bringing in one of my uniques. Dr. Mrs. C. Jomopra is in the building. We are analyzing the tape. So now we are listening to what he's saying. He's saying that physical abuse only results when a man has been emotionally provoked or abused by the woman. So let's continue. Guys, I hope you guys are listening.
Can you explain what... I'm going to explain it in details. Men are the quiet type. Women are flippant. Women are flippant in nature. They talk a lot. Sometimes a man can do something and a woman doesn't seem to understand. She may start speaking. And women don't speak for you to listen. They speak for you to respond.
Let me stop there before we continue. He is making the statement that women do not speak for you to listen, that women speak for you to respond. What do you say about that, Dr. Opera?
I have listened to that tape or watched that video, and I must tell you, I am shocked by what I have heard so far.
Mm-hmm.
It looks to me like instead of addressing the issue of domestic violence,
Mm-hmm.
we are busy trying to justify it.
That's right.
Or find excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Or make excuses why it goes on. Let's go with the first thing that he stated there. A woman's emotional abuse is what leads to physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
The question still remains: if a woman is abusing you emotionally, according to your story,
Mm-hmm.
is the response physical abuse? How does that physical abuse and emotional abuse
How does it help?
complement each other? All it will lead to is disaster,
Mm-hmm.
which can lead to either abuse or damages to the body.
Exactly.
So I don't buy the theory that is what the women have said is what is making the men hit them.
Okay,
So women will tell you that they are being hit
what
without
about the
even saying.
angle that we tell our children, walk away, keep your hands to yourself, keep your feet to yourself, use inside voices? Then we are not telling us adult that it's okay because she said the wrong thing, or she talked more than you, or she overtalked you, that the best answer to it is to go give her physical abuse. That's what practically he's saying.
Correct. And that kind of that kind of reasoning is why people like Osinachi died.
Yes.
Because we think we can justify domestic abuse. The truth is that domestic abuse is not justifiable and cannot be condoned under any circumstance.
Yes.
If you have to walk away, do so. If you have to seek help, do so. If you have to control your anger until temper calms down, you can do that too.
Exactly.
And then you guys can regroup and talk about it. But telling me that because of what I have said to you, first of all, I like the way he said that 85% of domestic abuse is based on emotional abuse from the woman. Mm-hmm. But he has forgotten that, like he said, no man is mad to start hitting on his wife. Mm-hmm. No woman is mad to start nagging on the husband for no reason. for no reason. Everybody has justifications for their actions. So what do? We need to have a what we call a middle ground and
Yes,
walk away.
exactly. Okay,
And
let's
when I say
continue.
walk away, I want to correct that. I don't mean divorce. I
Mm-mm.
mean remove yourself from
From
that
the
volatile
situation.
situation so that you
Mhm.
don't get killed. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah, because most people think when we say walk away means leave your marriage. Nobody wants you to walk away, divorce your husband. We haven't gotten there. But
Yes.
if you need to remove yourself from the situation, if you need to remove yourself from that situation of being hit every day, that's what you need to do.
That's what we're talking about. Correct.
Let's continue his explanation.
Once they speak and you don't respond, they will want to say something harder than what they have said. And immediately they start throwing those hard words into your heart. There is a level you cannot take it anymore. And there are men, when they have absorbed that shock for too long, they cannot contain it. The next thing is that a rebounds. They will give you a slap and a kick. Then everyone that comes will see the slap and the kick because it is physical, not knowing that the man has been able to contain the emotional torture, either for a very long time. Sometimes men can contain this torture for almost 10 years. Some hold it for 15 years. At a level they can no longer take it, that they feel like this physical abuse, or to me, the right words to be used there is physical discipline.
Let's stop there because this is where I really knew this man didn't know what he was talking about. You are telling us that a man has taken emotional torture. Excuse me, that's what you called it, emotional torture. Some people take it for 10 years, some people take it for 15 years, and then after some time, they will now bounce back. And then look at how casual this man is saying this, like you are hitting a table. You either come back with a slap or come back with a kick. And then people outside, when they come, that the only thing they will see is the physical abuse without knowing that the man, for him, is not physical abuse, it's called physical discipline. Who are you disciplining? Who are you trying to discipline? Your wife or your husband? Who are you disciplining? Because I can't understand you trying to tell us that abuse can now be called discipline. Dr. Opera, what do you have to say about that part?
The only thing I have to say there about that part is like one of my colleagues said, I can smell weed. There is nobody in their right mind that will think that will think this, except they are on some kind of drug. That's all.
Either they are on drugs or he is an abuser himself.
That's the only way. So the only
That's
thing
the
I
only
can
way
say
you
on
can
that is
say
that
this.
I can smell weed. That's all I can say. The weed is talking.
Let's see what Peace says. Peace say, Peace say he is among us Nachi's husband. My sister, he is among, this one is Osinachi's senior brother. Osinachi's husband's senior brother. This man is not serious, my sister. And this is the mentality of 80% of our Nigerian men. That is the sad truth. What this man is saying, if you listen to this video, there are so many people on that panel and they are co-signing what he's saying because that's how they think. Your wife is talking too much. She has used the bad word on you. Why can't you walk away? Is that not what we teach our children? What happened to walking away? What happened to going, okay, I don't want to hear what you're saying to me. I'm going to walk away and I'm going to come back later on. What happened to that? Why do you need to come back with physical abuse? If the man walks away and then come back and what happens to using your words? What happened to the power of words? If she is emotionally okay, like you said earlier on, Dr. Opera, the man is saying no one is crazy to start hitting on his wife. There must be something a woman did. Are you there? There must be something a woman did for them to hit on her. Okay, what happened to no woman can just get up and start running her mouth in her family? Why didn't he say there must be a reason too why she started running her mouth in the family? So you see, it is one-sided, and that is the society we live in. Everything when it concerns the men, it is okay. They will justify it. They will find an excuse for it. But when it concerns the woman, what happens? There is a problem. This did not start today, my uniques. That's why I'm coming to you guys. This did not start today. This started longest time. This did not start today. You cut off.
Yeah, sorry, I think I got cut off.
Yeah, this did not happen today. This aspect of always blaming women, it must be a woman's fault. It started right in the Bible. If you all remember the story of the woman caught in adultery, that woman was caught and brought to Jesus. Where was the man? Was she committing adultery by herself? She had a man she was doing it with. Where was the man? Do not be surprised, like my pastor said, that the man might be one of the men carrying the stone. He might be among them saying, stone her to death, stone her, stone her, stone her. But she was doing it with somebody. Because our society is so, oh, because the woman said this, that's why I hit her. Because the woman did this, that's what I did this. There are some women at your work that are not married to you, that make you angry and say the worst things to you. How many of them have you slapped? So it means your anger can be controlled. You go to your church where you are the deacon or the pastor. So many people make you angry in that church. How many of them have you slapped and kicked? No, you control it over there because you don't want them to see that aspect of you. There are people at your job, at your place of work, at your business. You control it. You go to the gas station, they make you mad, they cuss you out. You come home and keep quiet. But when you come home, you don't have patience for that woman in your house or that man in your house. When they speak, you get angry. Oh, they said something to you. What did they say that people have not said to you somewhere else? If you have anger problem, go deal with it. Dr. Pro, let me hear you.
I agree with you. If we go back to the Bible, because I've had an earful since Osinachi's thing happened, some people claim that it is from the Bible, that you must chastise your wife. If that is the case, why were we commanded to not be angry or to control our anger or to make sure that we live in peace with one another and to be kind with one another? The reason is because God is love. We cannot say in one breath that God is love, in another breath that he condones abuse or domestic violence. We cannot. We just have to understand, if you have anger problem, that's part of the help that we're talking about.
Go
Seek
get help. Yes.
Get some help. Learn how to control your anger. Learn how to remove yourself from a situation that can be volatile. Learn how to respect your spouse. Love your spouse. That's what the Bible tells us. The Bible does not tell us to love our husbands. He tells us to respect them and submit to them. But he tells the husbands to love the wife. God is not man that he should be mocked. There is a reason why God said a man should love his wife like Christ loved the bride and died for it.
That's
Do you know
right.
the type of love that we're talking about here? You cannot tell me that you are hitting on your wife is because you love her. If you're hitting on a woman that you love, what will you do with enemies?
What will you do to your enemies?
Don't tell me that. So this man, well, we blame him in a way because, like I said, he's on crack or something. But even if he's not on anything, he is echoing the sentiments of people from his generation.
That's right.
The truth of the matter is that we don't want to look into domestic violence and the evil effects of domestic violence because we believe that it is justified on some level. But I'm telling you today, domestic violence is not justified in any way, shape, or form. Whether it is emotional abuse, whether it is psychological abuse, whether it is financial constraint, whether it's degradation, whether it is intimidation, whether it is physical abuse, it doesn't matter. The institution of marriage is not a place for the boxing ring. It's not a place where people go and exercise their muscles. That's not the place. Our homes are supposed to be our refuge, where we go to succor, where we go to have peace, where we go to enjoy relationship after all the troubles that we have faced in the day. We go home and relax with our spouse and enjoy, so that our children can be brought up in a very good environment, so that they can become productive citizens of tomorrow. What are we teaching them? If we are fighting every day like cat and mouse, if we are fighting, even cat and mouse are getting along today.
They are getting along.
How much more a woman and her husband?
And dogs are getting along now.
So I think that the guy, well, everybody has an opinion in this matter, but I think with this particular gentleman, he is so off the mark.
He is so off.
He doesn't get it at all.
And somebody was telling me, one guy was telling me, we were going, we were talking about this, and he was telling me, oh, but the Bible says there is no divorce. The Bible says no divorce. There is no place in the Bible where God said that you should leave your domestic violence or this, because God knows that there is nothing like that will make you leave. I say, have you forgotten that the institution of marriage, the way God created it, he did not make provision for domestic violence. If a man is loving his wife like Christ loved the church and gave his life for him, and a woman is submitting to that love, where in this situation do you see domestic violence? No. That's why God didn't talk about it, because he knew that there is no reason. If you do marriage the way marriage is supposed to be, how can you say two shall become one? If two of you are one, and I myself and you are one, if you hit me, you hit yourself.
You're beating yourself.
If you stab me, you're stabbing yourself. If you send me out and I sleep outside, you're sending yourself outside, and you won't do that to yourself. So if you're not going to do that to yourself, then you shouldn't do it to me. But the problem I've noticed in Christianity is we pick the verse of the Bible we like, the one that suits the situation we like, and then we leave the other ones.
And that is what I call selective application. We select the ones we want and we leave out the rest. But if you want to do what we call an open completeness, you have to read the whole thing together to understand it. If you believe that God is love, and you believe that you and your wife joined to be one, how can you tell me that whatever I say to you or whatever behavior I put up is why you beat on me? How is that possible? Are you gonna beat on yourself? Are you gonna beat on yourself? You are not. So let us face the fact. What we are trying to do by bringing in all these issues is to take away from the main issue. Domestic violence is wrong. So we're bringing all these issues to justify why we should continue to be in the marriage that we have seen is leading to death. That is not good for us. That is not good for our children, our so-called children, for whom we want to stay behind. It is not even good for them.
It's not healthy for them. It's not healthy for them. And then let's talk about this, because I have had so many people tell me, oh, but why didn't he tell the man of God? Why didn't he tell the pastor? You should tell your pastor. When did pastors begin to determine who lives a marriage, who lives an abusive marriage, and who doesn't? My sisters, my brothers, my uniques, please, I want to come to you guys. You can tell your pastor if you want to tell your pastor, because that is your spiritual father. Like we have a physical father, you have a spiritual father who you want to tell, but you are not telling him because he will tell you to stay, or you're not telling him so that he will tell you to leave, because mostly they will not tell you to leave, because 70% of pastors themselves are abusers. 70% of pastors, they say, is chastising. They whoop their wives, they slap their wives, and they say they are correcting them, because they look at the favorite Bible quote they use, that God says, spare the rod and spoil the child. You correct with love, with rod of love. My sister, my brother, don't let anybody deceive you. Whether they call it Panadol, or they call it paracetamol, or they call it any kind of name, it is a painkiller. It is a painkiller. Don't let nobody deceive you, because they want to make you, because whether we like it or not, religion played a part in Osinachi's death.
Correct.
Religion is the major part in her death. Maybe she could have walked away. Maybe she could have said that I don't want. Maybe she could have taken a break. But she was so concerned about that ministry, about that church, about that ministry, whatever, ministering in songs. She did it because she knew if she left that marriage, if she walked away from that marriage, she knows, because she has been a Christian for a long time, she knows nobody will invite her to their altar. She knows nobody will pay her any attention. She knows even the day she divorces that man, I'm telling you guys, that is the day that Dunamis Church will take her from the leadership position. They will take her down. Because churches now are brands. Just like Unique is a brand. This business is a brand. Churches now are brands, and they don't want to mess up their brands. If you want to talk to your spiritual father, talk to your spiritual father. But you are the one that is wearing the shoe. You know where it hurts. Get help for you and your children. At the rate this thing is going, we don't know what will happen. Osinachi's husband might end up in jail. Osinachi is gone. What happened to those 4 beautiful children? What happens to them? So, guys, please let us be very, very careful. Like Dr. Opera said, abuse is not tolerated. There is no justification. I don't care what that person did. Even if that person, you came home and found your wife with a man, send her packing if you don't want. Divorce her if you don't want. Tell her you don't want her anymore. But don't go and start hitting somebody else's child. Dr. Hirim, Dr. Opera, what do you have to add there?
I want to add that I want people to put themselves in the shoes of Osinachi's mother. You gave birth to a child and you raised your child, and someone came to your house and told you that they love your child and they want to make a home with your child. You gave your child to a man that you trusted will take care of your child. Then down the line, you are called and told that that same man has killed your child, or is instrumental to the death of your child. How do you feel?
How do you
Even
feel?
those of us or those men that hit on their wives, including this man that is talking this nonsense on this video, how will he feel if his
That's
daughter
his daughter.
is subjected to that? How will he feel if somebody is beating on his own daughter and he sees his daughter with bruises and stuff? How will he feel? Let us just be truthful to ourselves. The domestic violence against women, it's not, some people say it's cultural, some say it's tradition. It is never our tradition, it's never our culture. Yes, women may take a second place, but the bottom line is that a man that considers himself a man will never beat on a woman.
That's right. No matter
That's
what
no
circumstance.
matter what.
No matter what circumstance.
No matter what. And that is what we're teaching. If you are a true man, you will not beat on your wife.
Exactly.
And vice versa. Women should not beat on their husbands either. I'm not advocating for that either. What I'm advocating is for
both
life.
of them should not.
I'm advocating for life. Domestic violence has no place in our marriages. We should choose life as opposed to death. We should choose life. If that life means separating yourself, separate. If it means divorcing the person, divorce. Marriage is not a do or die affair. It is not. Tell me, like you said, what is going to happen to the children now? The woman stayed, she stayed for her children, right? Now she's dead. What if her husband goes to jail? What happens to the children? The 4 children you brought into this world, they are going to go through hell. Just because your husband and yourself did not realize that you have brought some people into this world.
You're responsible
for their own interest. You should act better for their interest. So there's no reason, my dear, for us to take domestic abuse. None. And I will say it, and I'll say it again. Domestic violence is never condoned. It's never excused. It's never justified, no matter the circumstance.
And I wanted to, another thing, no matter the circumstance, look at what my sister said. When the army, the problem about men like this video we're listening to, the problem with issues like this is that when they sit on these platforms, these big platforms, and they say this kind of thing, the young, impressionable young man that does not know is just coming up in the society will listen to him on that platform and think that, oh, he must be right. He knows what he's talking about, without knowing that. And from the way this man is saying, don't be surprised. Maybe he has given his wife one slap or kick one time or the other somewhere, because he is so passionate about it. He is trying to talk about a woman giving a man emotional abuse. What about emotional abuse from a man to a woman? Because he's trying to make it look like emotional abuse is only what the women do.
Correct.
While physical abuse is what the men do. So whoever told him that this man that is doing physical abuse has not been emotionally abusing this woman? You see, there's something I said in one of my videos, and I'm going to repeat it here again, my uniques. A physical abuse is the last stage of abuse. All of you think is the first. It is the last stage of abuse. The first abuse is emotional and verbal abuse.
Correct.
They are the first ones that happen. You will not know it when he starts calling you stupid woman, idiot, good for nothing, stupid man, I know you're good for nothing. Verbally, he's abusing you. Emotionally, you start feeling like you're good for nothing. Emotionally and psychologically, then you move to psychological. You start feeling depressed. You start feeling you can't amount to anything. You start feeling like you are not enough. You start tiptoeing around him. Then he begins to get into mental. It is now in your head. You're thinking about it all the time. And maybe the man is still trying to control you, but you're still a little bit independent. He has put verbal, he has put emotional, he has put mental, psychological, but yet you are still doing some gragra. Then the final stage is ipujai. He now hits you because he still wants to get you under control. So he hits you and brings you exactly where he wants. And that is the only one you succumb to. Because all this while, when he says bad word, I know he gets you stupid, idiot, gets you foolish. Then whenever he does those things, you say back to him. So he sees you can verbally abuse him too. Emotionally, you're doing it. But there is a place where he knows if he does it, you will be quiet because he's stronger than you. Then he slaps you. Then he kicks you. And immediately he does that, you now get quiet. Because nobody likes to be hit. So you keep quiet. And now he see, oh, really? So whenever I hit her, she does exactly what I want. She will not answer me back. Good. Now he has found a comfort zone and he now starts hitting you. But this man is talking about it like it's the first kind of abuse. Oh, because you have been emotionally abusing him, then he can't take it anymore, then he hits you. No, my brother, go do your research real good. These things are gradual process. You don't even know when it creeps up on you. Before you know it, you have become somebody, and that is why it is a crime of shame. You don't want to say it because before you realize it, you have gone from verbal, emotional, now you've gone to physical. You don't even know who to tell because you are now ashamed of what people will say. So you keep it to yourself, and that keeping it to yourself, it is the power in physical abuse, in a power in domestic violence. The secrecy is what makes it thrive because he knows you won't tell anybody. She knows you won't tell anybody. So he keeps doing whatever he's doing, and he knows. So let Osinachi's death be an eye opener. My sisters, you see something, say something. I don't care who is doing it. If it's your pastor, say something. If it is your husband, say something. If it is your neighbor, say something. Dr. Hirin, what do you have? Dr. Oprah, what do you have to say?
Yes, well, what I want to add there is, do not deceive yourselves into thinking that domestic violence will go away. Domestic violence is like drugs. People that are
Mm-hmm.
hooked on drugs.
That's right.
You take a little bit today to get high. Tomorrow you need double that quantity to get to the same high that you got yesterday.
That's
So you
right.
keep increasing the dosage.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is with domestic violence. Today it is a slap. Tomorrow it's ordinary pushing. Next
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow it's pushing plus slap. The next
Mm-hmm.
day you are being beaten, and before you know it, a human being will put you in the hospital. And some people have had their legs amputated, their hands cut
Their
off.
hands cut off.
They have some people have died. Some people have been set on fire. Some people have gone through a lot of things. The only way domestic violence will stop once it has begun is if you seek help.
That's right.
Without help, it will never
It
stop.
gets worse.
It escalates and gets worse, and that's what leads to death. So do not think that domestic violence is going to go away if I don't say anything. It will go away if I listen to my pastor. The audacity of thinking that a pastor is the one that will tell you how you are being how you are
Now you
suffering
are suffering in your own
in
home.
your relationship, in your
Who
own
is
home.
the pastor?
It's,
Is he
it's
God?
absurd. It's absurd because it doesn't make any sense. What if you are the one that is wearing the shoes? Seek help. If you want to live and raise your children, seek help. If you want to be a good example to your children, seek help. If you want to be there and achieve your God's given talent and God's given destiny, you have to take a break. You have to seek for help. Be it counseling, be it separation, be it divorce. I don't care. Do something
Just be alive.
that will
Be
keep you
alive.
alive and
Be
safe
alive.
for yourself and for your children, if you have any. That is the ultimate. It doesn't go away, people. Seek help. Speak out. Give the correct counseling. Be there for your neighbor. Be your sister's keeper. Please do not chunk this thing into some stupid excuses like the one I've been hearing since Oshinachi died. We don't need excuses
We
anymore.
don't need
We need
excuses.
to do something. We need to
Mm-mm.
do something
We
to
need to
stop
do something.
domestic violence. This is the
Look at
time.
what our sister Ifoma said. He said, tell them, ma, let them hear the truth of what we are passing through because they refuse to address the issue properly. Yes, my sister, they don't. That's why we are here on this platform to tell the truth the way it is. Because pastors and their wives and the ministries, they try to sugarcoat it. Like,
Cover it up.
oh, you cannot leave your children. You cannot. What children now are you not leaving? You have left the children. Your husband will has maybe go to jail. He has also left the children. So really, did you do good for the children or did you harm them? Now let's talk about the children because we keep saying children, children. I want Dr. Oprah, let us talk about the children. Most of the time, these women say they are staying for their children. But let the truth be said, my sisters, come closer and listen good. They are not staying for their children. They are staying for themselves. They are staying because they don't want the rumors. They are staying because they don't want the hearsay. They are staying because they don't want the way the society will treat them. That's why they are saying, come out and tell the truth. That's why you're staying, not those children. Do you think your 5-year-old wants to see her mother bruised every single day, crying in her closet because she's miserable? What do you think you're teaching your daughter? I always tell you guys, my uniques, you are teaching your children that it is okay to be treated like a nobody. You're teaching your children it is okay that people can dump on you and kick on you and you cannot say anything about it. What did you teach your daughter? You have told your daughter that anybody that loves her can hit on her, beat on her, abuse her, and it is okay to stay because mommy stayed. What did you teach your son? You have taught your son that any woman that doesn't go in line with what you want can be beaten and put, like the man said, physical discipline can be put under your control through physical heat. At the end, what kind of children, like Dr. Oprah said, are we sending out into the society? And then tomorrow it continues. It is a vicious circle. It continues. These same children, there's something we say in psychology: abuse children, abuse people, abuse people. When you are abused and you don't get the help, you turn out to also be an abuser. They will grow up and get into relationships. The men will begin to act like their father, and the women will let all kinds of men dump on them because they saw their mother take it. And then they produce children the same way, and the cycle continues. Dr. Pra, what do you say to that?
I agree with you. And that is why we are talking about domestic violence today. Although it is rather unfortunate that Osinachi's death is the reason why this has come back to the forefront. But in a way, it is good that it's being discussed, especially in our Christian families. All we are doing is covering up abuse, covering up domestic violence. None of us we're thinking about, oh, the woman is not submissive, the woman is nagging, the woman is provocating. Oh, the man is this, the man is that. But we are forgetting the true victims of domestic violence, and
Children.
those are the children.
They are the children.
These are innocent children that you brought into this world.
Mhm.
They did not ask to be brought.
Mhm.
You brought them. But what did you teach them? You taught them that it is okay to beat the one who is supposed to be a part of you.
Mhm.
You tell them that it is okay to talk down on one who is supposed to be a part of you, whether it is man or woman. I don't even care. You're teaching them that it is okay to live in a tumultuous environment, a volatile environment, a chaotic family, so that all they can enjoy is violence upon violence, name calling upon name calling, physical, emotional, psychological abuse. Because you think that this is a way you can control a human being who is already part of you, who had agreed to marry you and had become part of you.
Mhm.
This is a shame.
It's a
What
big
we call
shame.
a low down shame. That we are
Mhm.
still thinking in that mindset that this man is putting in that video on this at this time, in this
At
age,
this time and age.
in this time and this age. That is so shameful. Because it means that we have, even with our education, even with our exposure, we have refused to understand that a human being is a human being.
That's
Whether
right.
whether the human being is female
Or
or
Bell.
male, it doesn't matter. A
It
human being
doesn't
is a
matter.
human being. How many of these men, including this man that is talking trash on in this video, has fought a single man outside for getting upset?
God bless you.
How many?
How
Why
many?
is it okay to fight
It's
an
only in their families that they become
adult woman in your house?
Muhammad Ali.
Fight her, beat her, kill her. And some people have shown me that some men were also killed. It doesn't matter who is killing the other. The bottom line is that domestic violence has no place in our marriages. You don't have to take it, be you men or women. You don't have to take it. Seek for help. Get out of this relationship if it's not working out. Why do you have to stay there and die? I even heard that some people committed suicide because they cannot take it anymore. Why do you have to kill yourself? Because of what? Because of our society. Because of the stigma attached to living a marriage. That is why domestic violence is prevalent in almost all the homes today. Because nobody wants to take on the stigma that comes with being a divorced woman or a divorced man, for that matter. Even though men are more are even better than women in terms of divorce.
Men are better than women.
Yeah, in terms of divorce.
A divorced man,
a divorced woman is looked upon as if her life is over. Just like they look at a woman who is not married like her life is over. That is not the case, my people. We are past that stage. This is not where we are today. Domestic violence should not be tolerated by anyone. By anyone. If you seek counseling, you guys can regroup and rejoin and see what else you can do. If it is not possible, get out of that place as far as your legs can carry you. You have to be alive to be married. Remember, marriage is what? Till death do us part. If someone dies, whether by suicide or by murder, it doesn't matter. The marriage is over. So take care of yourselves. Be safe and seek help if you need to.
And look at what Samuel said. Samuel said this domestic violence is not a headache. It doesn't just go away with medication. Like
at all.
It doesn't just, you don't say, okay, if I don't say anything, then it will go away. It gets worse, my people. If you didn't get anything from today's life, get this. It gets worse. It doesn't get better. It starts with a bad word here, then a slap here, then a kick here, then a spit here, then a punching here. Before you know it, you are now in wrestling. You are in a whole wrestling field. You are now battling. It does not get better. It doesn't disappear with it. It's not like a headache. It doesn't just disappear. And another thing I want to talk about before we leave is the societal pressure and idea about divorce, about domestic violence. Because most of the time, people want to leave, but they don't want to leave because of what the society. Our society have this idea that if you are not married, even for the single girls, if you are not married or you failed or your marriage is you're separated, you have failed in life. Oh, a divorced woman is a failed woman.
Wrong premise.
Even if you are the top of your career, even if in the society you are the top of the society, but you don't have a husband, the way, especially in Nigeria, I don't know about other African countries, I'm talking about Nigeria because we are Nigerians. They look at you as, because I've had women say, oh, that woman is this, that woman is that, and then they will ask you, Onanudi, does she have a husband? And you say no, she's divorced. All these divorcees. They dismiss you like you are a nobody. They don't even know the reason why you left that marriage. They don't even know whether you were being battered in that marriage, whether you were almost, there was a lady that told me that her own case, her husband took her whole head, the whole head like this, and put it inside the toilet. Right inside the toilet, and was flushing it and telling her that she is trash. She's a nobody. That the way you use the toilet and you do number 2 and flush it, that is how he's going to flush her head. She said she nearly suffocated. She was there crying. And then when she decided to leave the marriage, everybody was like, oh, you didn't pray enough. Did you fast enough? Did you pray enough? What is wrong with us, my people?
You're not praying the right way.
Our mindset, is that what we need to change our mindset? What do you have to say, Dr. Opera?
I was saying that another thing they say is that you didn't pray the right way. Have you prayed enough? Did you fast while you were praying?
Did you fast? How many days? 40
pray,
days and 40
pray
nights.
for God to change him. God will hear your prayers and change him. My sisters and my brothers who are listening on this show today, you cannot change any human being.
You can't, baby.
Even when we are talking about counseling, we are talking about a person who has decided to seek help. Not that you can change a person. You cannot.
No, you can't.
The person must make the decision to change. Make that decision to fight for the marriage by getting counseling, by doing anger management, by trying for better ways to make the relationship work. That is if it is safe. If it is not safe, you need to live out. Forget about society. What do you care about what society has to say about you?
Exactly.
What do you really care about that? Are they the ones paying your bills?
No.
Are they feeding you? This lady now, Osinachi, that has died, will society take care of her children?
Mm-mm.
Do they know what will happen to these children? Give us, yes, everybody is in the news now, so everybody is running around. Give us a year from today. Nobody will know
They will
where
forget. It's
any
all
of those
forgotten.
children are. Nobody
It's
will
all
know where
forgotten.
any of those children are. Nobody really cares. Even if you make the news, you can only make the news for the short period.
For the first 2 weeks, and
By
it's
next
over.
week, somebody else
It's
is on the
over.
news and you are gone.
Mhm.
So please forget about stigma, about what people will say, about what society is going to say. People will talk. Bear
Let
that in
them
mind.
talk. Let
Even
them
if you
talk.
didn't leave your marriage, and you're there and you're being beaten on, people
They
will
will
talk.
still talk. Exactly.
If you leave it because you are being beaten on, people will talk.
People will still
There is
talk.
nothing you will do that will make people not talk. So forget about people and do what is best for you. The best thing in life is self-preservation.
Mhm.
You should be alive in the land of living to worship God.
Mhm.
When you are alive in the land of living and you're worshiping God, and then you can be safe to be married. Then you can be safe to work on your marriage. If you are not safe to work on your marriage, please walk away. Walk away. Forget about divorce. Just walk away. Separate from the immediate danger. And then we can talk about the rest later. But for now, domestic violence has come back into the limelight. Everybody is now hearing it. Everybody is seeing it. So many stories are coming out of the woodworks
That
since
is like
Osinachi
from
died.
here, everywhere it's popping up.
Since Osinachi died.
Mhm.
People, this is the time for a change. The handwriting is now on the wall. Nobody should endure domestic violence, whether in the church, whether outside the church, whether in our society, whether in our communities, whether in the global world. There is no excuse to endure domestic violence. Live out and seek safety.
That's right. Look at what Samuel said. Samuel said, they are caging people with this for better, for worse. My unique, let me explain these things to you. You know, people try to explain the Bible where it suits them.
Correct.
For better, for worse is not for worse of between two of you. For better is when the going is good, when the things around you are beautiful, when whatever is happening in that, because remember the Bible says 1+1 in marriage is 1, it's not 2. So if there is nothing like between you guys, it's you against the world. That
Correct.
you is you and your husband, because you and your husband have become one. So instead of two people, you are now one. So when the Bible says for better, for worse, for better for the one of you, because it's two that made one.
For the
For
union.
better, anything that happens in this union, anything that happens around you, for better. For worse, all the tribulations, all the obstacles, all the ups and downs that will face the one that is you and your husband, you people will stick together and conquer it.
Correct.
The Bible did not say for better when things are going good. Then for worse, when two of you start domestic violence, that's when you should stay. So don't let nobody deceive you. Because if you take it the way they are saying it, that means they don't believe in the Bible definition of marriage. 1+1 is 1. So if it's one person, two of you are one, where is the domestic violence going to be between who and who? It's only one person. You and your husband make up one. So when people tell you for better, for worse, that's how the church try to keep you down there. And because most of these pastors, let the truth be said, they are so concerned about their tithing and their offering. They know that if there is a separation and you leave, the money you're bringing as a family will not come back to the church. So they let you stay there, because they go to their own houses and sleep and then tell you to go and come and talk to them. But every night you go, you don't sleep. Somebody else is hitting on you. They are sleeping soundly in their houses, but they are telling you that no, you should not go anywhere. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. Don't go for divorce, but take care of your life. I'm advocating life. Be alive for yourself and for your children. Be alive for the purpose and the reason why God created you on this earth. You were not brought to this earth to be taken to God untimely. Nobody is going to take you to go see your maker when it's not yet time. My people, shine your eyes. Don't let people deceive you and manipulate you because of their own selfish gain and reason. Open your eyes. All right? All right, let me see one more. Oh, there are so many comments. I can't go through all of them. I'll just take one or two more. Are you seeing the comments?
Yes.
Especially we Igbos. It's not like that in other parts of Nigeria. You're right. It might be true. It's we Igbos. Marriage, we carry am for head. Jesus Christ. We act like if you are not in a marriage in any marriage, you are a nobody. That is the same reason why we put a lot of pressure on our single sisters. Once you get 20, 25, you are not married. You are not, nobody is going to marry you again. You became the gossip topic of the village. You become the gossip topic of the town. Everybody now, these girls are running into relationships where they have already seen the red signs. When our sister Osinachi married this man, and this man from the initial he said, no, your sister will not be your maid of honor, went and got his own. How can you go get me who will be my own maid of honor?
I
That
don't
was number one sign. Number two sign, did not let you go to your family. For more than 16, 17 years, you have never, except when your father died. Some of these signs you saw. You had your baby, he refused for you, the first baby, for your mother to come for Omugo. These were signs, and some of our sisters, they see these signs even when they are dating these men. But they turn a blind eye because they are desperate. They need to be married. Their mother, every morning, their mother will curse them out while they are still here. All their mates are married. Their aunties will curse them out. We put a lot of pressure. Marriage. What is our problem, my people? Haba, Dr. Brown, what do you have to say?
I mean that is correct. So instead of them to take their time and go to God
And
and
search
ask God, is this the one for me? They just rush into the marriage and then they become a punching bag for the man.
for
Or
somebody else.
we're talking about only physical abuse. There can be other emotional ways of abusing the woman. They can cut her off, make her stop a good paying job, keep her at home, strand her financially where she has no income, make sure that they control who she sees, isolate her. She cannot see who she needs to see. She cannot meet up with her family members. She cannot do anything. Once all these things start coming together, you find yourself in a bad shape. And then who do you run to? You run to the church where pastors are worse than the people outside. Some
That's true.
pastors, I'm not saying all, are worse than the people outside who are also abusing their wives. So what will they do? They will encourage you to stay there and die. They'll tell you, after all, man is appointed to die, but once come judgment. How is this related to the
How
relationship
is
of
it
one
related?
turning into of two turning into one? This is just, I've had a lot of nonsense since Osinachi died. And this doesn't make any sense. It
Some
does
people
not.
will say maybe that's how God wanted her to come. I was asking one guy, I say, how is it that God, who is the creator of the whole world, Osinachi is not like she's an unbeliever or whatever. Osinachi has worshipped God all her life. And you think that God Almighty, the only way he can bring his daughter back to him is by letting somebody hit until they kill him, until they killed her. Okay, Stephanie said the Igbos always look at a woman that live an abusive marriage as a woman who is not strong and cannot build a home, and that is true.
And that
We
is
always,
true.
we always say, oh, okay, Obilikwenunadi, Konolikenunadi, Onyo Obilikwenunadi, like it is a badge of honor.
Yeah,
So she
she's a
should stay
failed
there
woman
as
because she left. She's a failed woman because she left.
she left. Bro Masha, thank God. Okay. Bro Masha say his network is back. So whenever your marriage is not working, they will say, oh, Jesus, this one can't live in any marriage now. Look at her. And they laugh at you. They make fun of you. And how many women, let us be honest, my uniques, how many women can stand it? How many women can say, "Achomema, Azwanoka"? How many women can say, I don't care what they say, I will stand? So many of us are not that strong. So because they are not that strong, they don't want to even go through the process. You know what? Let me just stay here and keep praying. And then they will tell you, are you praying right? Did you ask God for the right thing you need? Did God ever tell you that he's deaf? He doesn't hear the prayers and supplications of his children. Who told you God has not answered you and told you to take a step back and you have refused and say God is not spoken, has
And
not
that's how
spoken?
they make a mockery of God.
Yes, because God has spoken, but you don't want to listen to what God said. And then you're telling yourself because your pastor is telling you, no, stay there. It's okay. God hates divorce. God does not like divorce. Did God tell you he likes murder?
Or
Did God tell
abuse.
you he likes physical abuse? Did God tell you that he likes people emotionally abusing you? psychologically abusing you, mentally, verbally abusing you, financial abuse, spiritual, cultural. There's so many kinds of abuse. Did God tell you that one is the one he is in love with? My uniques, please let us pay attention. See something, say something. If you see your sister going through, let Osinachi's death not be in vain. Let her death be a teachable moment for all of us. Let it be a time when all of us stand up and march forward in this movement of no more abuse. There is no justification of abuse. No, we don't care. There is no justification.
All the talk we have been doing today is not about only women, even though it's more on women. It also
Yeah.
applies to men.
Mhm.
Abuse, whether man or woman, is not condoned or tolerated in the marriages. That's what we're saying today.
Yes. My brother Brahmasha, we are not saying that men are not being abused. Men are also being abused. Mostly, I've always said it. Mostly, men are abused emotionally and verbally. Sometimes men are also abused sexually. Let
And
the truth be
physically.
said, sexual abuse. Okay? But the truth of the matter is, if women are abused 100 in 1 minute, men are maybe abused 20 in 1 minute. Because men, so many men are also being abused. I'm not saying they are not, but you can never compare the quantity of women that are being abused, because the women are looked at as a lesser, what will I say it? We have
Human
the
being.
lesser human beings. So it is more in tune for men to abuse women than for women to abuse men. So that is the balance. But this issue we're saying is that whether it is a man or it is a woman, even I have even advocated, even if it is your house girls are not supposed to be abused. House boys are not supposed to be abused. Abuse is not good for nobody. Whether for women, whether for men, even for the little boys and girls that are living in your family. No. See something, say something. Stand up and be the voice that those people don't have. Be their eyes, be their hands, be their mouthpiece. Speak. Because ndị Igbo na-asị agba ọrịa oshi ala. When you expose these things, some people, the people that have sense, will recollect themselves, reevaluate themselves, and stop. Those ones that don't have sense, it's only God that will deliver them. Because there's no matter what you tell to them or you say to them, it will not make any difference. Because some people in their head believe that a woman is lesser, so a woman should be abused. Like this man, listening to this video we listen to, the man said it that we should stop saying physical abuse. It is called physical discipline. When you discipline your wife and make her pay attention and listen to you. So this kind of man, what will you say that will make a difference? Nothing. Because this is what he believes.
So the only
So we are
answer
not
to
saying
that
that
is
it's
that you
only
live out.
women.
The only answer to that is time for you to live out. Because you can't change that man. That is the only answer for a man like him, who has made up his mind, who cannot be swayed by any argument or facts or statistics. You have to live out, because you end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
You end up dead.
Akindeji say, may I never marry my enemy. In Jesus' name, oh, amen.
Amen. That's abuse. Is one movie that we used to watch. It's called Sleeping with the Enemy.
Yes, she said we should stop isolating people that have failed marriages. The society, we need to change our thinking, because the way we think is the reason why so many women don't go nowhere.
Yes.
Thank you, Bro Eddie. Bro Eddie says, say no to domestic violence of any
NO,
kind.
capital letter NO.
No, say no to it. You say no to it. Let's see. Okay, I will soon stop. Okay, she said, oh, your network is bad. Okay, let's see what Brahmasha said again. Men should also rise. Okay, speak. Okay, men were afraid also, but okay, that's true. Because most men too that were abused, they are ashamed to say it because of the way the society is. A man, just like they look at a woman as the weaker sex, a man is looked upon as a stronger sex. So if you are that strong, you are maybe, even if you're 5 feet tall, and even if you're 5'2", and then your wife is, even if your wife is 6 foot, and you come out and you're telling people your wife is abusing you, people will look at you like, my brother, are you a man? Go sit yourself down. So because of that stigma too, men don't report it. men keep quiet because the society will look at you as a weak man. So most men take abuse, even physical abuse. There's some women that can fight. There's some women that can really physically abuse their husbands. So it's not like it's only very few women. So when you see men like that, they don't want to come out and say that their wives are beating them. Their wives are beating up on them. So they keep quiet. So men, actually, it's true, they don't report it. But I hope Osinachi's death will also make them start speaking up.
Correct.
If I start speaking up in my corner, Dr. Opera starts speaking up in her corner. Bro Masha, you start speaking up in your corner. Brother Eddie, you start speaking up in your corner. Lillian, all these people, Samuel Wizu, all of us here, Stephanie, Peace, Stella, all of us on this chat, and we begin to speak up. The change we are looking for is going to start from us.
Correct.
When I change and you change and she change and he changes and we all change in our little corners. When we see abuse, we call on it. You see your uncle doing it to his wife. Uncle, that is wrong. Don't do that. She's a human being. You see your brother doing it to the wife. Brother, don't do that. That is wrong. You see your sister doing it to her husband. Sister, don't do that. Your husband is wrong. And we all start speaking up. I promise you, our mindset will begin to change. The society will begin to change. That change we are looking for. How do you sing it? Waiting there for Sokoto, there for Shokoto. That thing we are looking for, we will actually find it because it's right there with us. But we just have to make a cautious effort and say, no, I'm going to speak up. I'm going to be the voice that for these people that don't have no voice. Are you willing today to be their voice? Am I willing today to be their voice? Let us, because in the next 2 weeks now, Osinachi will be forgotten. Once Osinachi is buried, she will be forgotten. And this whole thing, this whole awareness will also be forgotten. We need to step up. Since Unique started 2012, I have been doing domestic violence because it's one of my passions. It's an area I am so much interested in. Every year I do domestic violence awareness in October, dinner. Every year since 2012. Because that is an area I feel that nobody is speaking up for. But thank God now everybody is talking about it. Let us go out there and do more. Dr. Oprah, any final thoughts before we leave?
Domestic abuse is not condoned, can never be justified. You do not have to take it. Marriage is not a do or die affair. It is not good for men. It's not good for women. Domestic violence is bad news, period. Nobody needs it. Nobody should understand it. Nobody should tolerate it. Nobody should justify it. Nobody should make excuses for it. Domestic violence, it needs to stop. Treat each other with kindness. That's what we are told, to be kind to one another. Be safe. Safety is very important. Be alive. Very important. I advocate for life, not death. People that have failed marriages or the marriage did not work, it is not your fault. You shouldn't stay there and die. Come out so that you can live. The Igbo, like the Igbo saying goes, those who fight and run live to fight another day. But if you stay there and die, the fight is over. And that's my take on domestic violence. We don't have to take it.
All right, my sisters and everybody. Now let's do Akindije before I finally leave. He said, I remember one time I speak up for someone in abusive marriage. Her family called me a prognoser. Until today, the lady is never happy. Yes, my sister. Most of the time, if you're going to see something, say something, that is one of the things you're going to face. You're
Correct.
going to face people telling you you are single. Why are you coming into marriages? People telling you you are jealous. That's why you want to break up the marriage. People are going to say a lot of things to you, but you keep on the course. You know where your focus is. But and another thing you can do is the person that is involved in that domestic violence, that's your friend, keep talking to her, keep creating awareness. Because sometimes these people, they bond with the trauma. They don't want to live anywhere. They think they begin to normalize it and think it's normal. So keep talking, keep creating awareness until one day she will realize what. If she has family members, talk to the family members, tell them to open their eyes, tell them to go see their sister. You never go visit her. Go visit her. Something is going on in that family. Keep doing what you're doing, my sister, and be safe too. Because sometimes these abusers, when they think you're coming close, that's why they isolate their victims. If they think you're coming close, they will even turn around, they turn the
They
abuse
can
on you
kill you.
too. They can, yeah, they can kill you. They will turn the abuse on you too, because they don't want you to come and take their victim away from them. So you have to be safe too as you're doing it. Let's see what Marsha said again. And we should stop to do anything that will lead to domestic violence. If we can each other to stop domestic violence, let's love, let control us on our families. All right, guys. So, guys, you have had it all. When I saw this video, somebody sent this video to me, so I sent it to Dr. Opera. I said, can you imagine somebody saying this on a platform? And this is what our young men, our young women are listening to, thinking that this is right. I said, no, I have to come and react to it. So I decided to go live. Guys, if you have not taken anything, take home the key points. No to domestic violence. There is no excuse for you to stay in a domestic violence situation. There is no emotional abuse that can justify any physical abuse. It is not, it's a no. If you need to walk away, walk away. Keep your hands to yourself, keep your feet to yourself. Use inside voices. That's what we tell our children, walk away. If we can tell our children that, then we adults should also follow the same way. Guys, don't stay there. Leave out. You don't need to run to go divorce. But if you need to take yourself away so you can be alive to fight tomorrow, then do just that. Think about your children. Like Dr. Pra said, when two elephants fight, the one that gets hurt is the grass. Your children are the one that suffer this. You don't know what children go through. Every night seeing their mother and their father fighting, then they grow up to think that this is normal. Do you know the kind of trauma you have put your children through? Number 6, it is good to talk to your spiritual father or whoever your spiritual father is. But if your spiritual father is not going to give you right counsel and advise you to stay there and delete yourself while you are in there, my sister, run from that spiritual father. He's not your spiritual father.
Not a man
Because
of
that
God.
advice he is giving you, he will not give it to his own biological daughter. He
Mm-mm.
will not give that advice to his own biological son. So why is he giving it to you? Because in Igbo language, we say, "Ebrozu no nyozo, yarike eboshishi." When they're carrying somebody else's mom's corpse, is nothing to you because that's not your mom in that corpse. That's not your mom that is that corpse. Until when they carry your mother, that's when you start crying and understand how painful it is to lose a mother. When
Mhm.
it is not happening to you, you don't care. Until when it gets to your daughter or your son or your sisters, that's when you will now know that it really hurts. And finally, my uniques, no matter what happens, say no. See something, say no. Say something. Let us be each other's keepers. Don't just pretend like it doesn't bother you. It's not your business. It's not your concern. Yes, it is your concern. Yes, it is your business. We are each other's keepers. And until next time, remember, you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you all are unique. Be kind to yourself and to each other. Everybody, who did I see? Oh, Chinwe just came in. Chinwe, you came late. Too bad.
And
Chinwe,
without a point
you
too.
cannot beat back when he beats you. That is still domestic violence. And that is the mistake we make. We think because he hit me, he slapped me once, and I slapped him 5 times. So that shows that I have shown him. No, this is not wrestling. You are not fighting. You are not, this is not WWW wrestling field.
Wrestling
No,
match. And that's
that is
why
not
that's
a
why I asked
wrestling.
the question: did you sign up when you signed up to marry your husband or your wife? Did you sign up to be in the wrestling ring? If you want to fight, go and fight with Cassius Clay or his likes. We're supposed to
If
be
you need
lovers,
to
not
fight,
fighters.
go fight somewhere else, not in marriage. Marriage is not for fighting, Chiwe.
No, it's
So
not.
go hit him.
It is
Whether
not.
he hits you or even if you're stronger and you can beat him real good, it is still abuse. It doesn't matter. There should be no abuse
Stay
in
away from
any shape
domestic
or
violence.
form. All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week and happy, happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you
Bye-bye.
all. Bye bye.
Bye.